And we're finally live. Welcome guys, thank you for joining the stream. Yeah, that's better. So as you might have guessed, today I'm going to practice some of the anatomy, and I will do so using some of the references that I have prepared. This one is the first one for today. So let's start. Basically, I'm going to work with the simple shapes here to get the overall proportions. I think I haven't done like this anatomy practice for a while, so today is the perfect day for coming back to the roots and practicing some of the stuff here. Welcome guys! Hi Elena! Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining pretty much every stream that I have, so I really appreciate that, guys. By the way, if during the stream you have some like questions, or maybe you have ideas about what I should draw next, like, please feel free to share. Oh, hi! Nice to see you. So today I decided to start like with this pretty young lady that looks really sporty, beautiful body shape. Just want to check if you guys can see it, like, yeah, bigger, and we'll draw a little bit brighter, because it seems to me that it makes things a little bit more contrasting than they are, than I see them on the screen. So male body is distinguished from the male by softness. How to do it? I would say that in general, like, the lines are more flowy and softer. I think you mentioned that correct. Of course, like just consider that there are different body types, and some women have more like angular kind of body shapes, but in general, like if you want to show them like maybe more distinguished kind of difference, of course you would choose the lines that are more flowy, and maybe even like the poses might be a little bit less dynamic if you like exactly want to show the difference. Because of course, like as I said, body shapes are different, and some women who, for example, do sports like can be pretty muscular, can be pretty like dynamic in their movements, and I would say so. Like in general, basically the shapes that you are choosing to show, maybe emphasize, or also play a role, like quite a big one actually. Also, I think I mentioned that before, that women's pelvis is like slightly wider, usually, compared to men's, and also usually women have slightly wider hips compared to shoulders, but once again there are different body types, and some women have quite wide shoulders, and that's beautiful too. So I think it all depends, but yeah, in general, like, you know, just like when we make a character or design a character, like we might just choose, for example, flowy long hair just to show the femininity and maybe softness and stuff. And if we choose more maybe like shorter kind of hairstyles, maybe more, I would say, like short lines, dynamic lines, like in this case it can add completely different like flair to a character. I hope it makes sense. And thank you for asking. Like, I appreciate that. You're always asking like really cool questions, really, like I would say, practical questions. I love them. Thank you. And she has like such a cool hairstyle, by the way, like I really love that. Looks amazing. I'm trying my best to show it here, but of course, like we're not focusing on hairstyles today, but I will try. It's not easy. I don't know how it looks. Really, like I would say, bold and brave and badass. Hi, Vladimir. Thank you for joining, guys. Like, I appreciate you spending time with me, maybe drawing and chatting. Like spending. I hope that you are having a great Sunday. What are your current goals with drawing aside from learning anatomy? That's a good question. Like right now I'm focused on content creating, like for different social media, and basically like developing them. And artistically speaking, like I have this idea in mind about my own webtoon or maybe a comic, like so I really want to improve the skills and also like work on my writing skills as well, so that the story is interesting and fascinating and all this stuff. And also I work as an illustrator, so like freelance illustrator. So improving the skills really, like, I would say helps in my work. So yeah, these are, I would say, I would also like to, like maybe in a balanced way, improve different parts and spheres of art that I make. Like I want to do more backgrounds and like improve perspective, all this stuff. Really? Oh, thank you. Yeah, but it's like quite a lot of work. But I think that's like little by little I'm getting like too tempted by that. Because I have a really interesting idea. And like some project like this, like which is long term, I think I would enjoy that. Thank you. Like it's really nice to hear that you're so enthusiastic about it. By the way, guys, are you like watching anything interesting at the moment? Like any series, any TV show? Or movies, maybe something that you could recommend, anime and stuff like that would be great. It's like I recently discovered like a list of animes, and lots of those I haven't watched, so I want to. And I would say that I watched some of the, I would say like iconic animes, but I would still say that that's not enough. I mean, for some reason, like I forgot about this like genre in general, and maybe like recently I have been watching more like just usual TV series and stuff, and I want to fix that, because usually when I watch some anime, like I get really inspired and there are so many cool stories out there. So if you have some really cool recommendations, like please share. I would love to watch something new. I have like one anime that I haven't finished watching, like not one, maybe two. Like shame on me, I haven't finished watching the Attack on Titans, and I don't know, for some reason, like maybe I felt that it became too emotional or something, and I just stopped watching it for some time, and now I'm really interested about the overall idea. I'm trying to avoid some of the spoilers and stuff, but I think that I should like finish watching it. Because I just remember that it was like super dramatic, and sometimes I just didn't feel at the right place, like mentally and emotionally, to continue watching it, but I think now I'm better and I might give it a go. Also, like quite a lot of time ago, I started watching Tokyo Ghoul, and I think I also haven't finished it. I remember that it was also really interesting. Like, honestly, I have no idea why sometimes I just stopped watching some series, but these are the ones that I would like to come back to and watch. Overall, in general, like I'm quite busy with lots of things happening, like especially art-wise and all these like social media thing. Like sometimes I just feel that I need a break, but I'm not ready yet. I mean, I haven't even played a computer game, like video game, for I would say a month, maybe 2, which is like absolutely not typical for me. So I think I'm going to come back to gaming, come back to watching stuff, because these things, they help us to rewind a little bit and even gather some really cool ideas. I will put this one here. Let's get a new layer ready and let's choose another. Let's choose another reference. I think let's try this one. Like I started with the sporty ladies, so this one also looks nice. I think that would be interesting too. But she has, I think, different body shape and it's a different pose. So we'll just switch to different color, because I try not to sketch in one color, because I want to just have this distinguished difference between the sketches and between the characters. I would also say that sometimes, you know, clothing, like outfits, sometimes they interfere with drawing the body, but sometimes, like, they can be really helpful for showing the body shape and some of the volumes here and there. Like, this is why I really like when, like, there is, for example, a model, man or woman, and wearing some, like, panties, because like thanks to these lines, like we can kind of like see almost like very I would say very close to the actual anatomy, like how the legs are attached to the pelvis, to the body, like if it makes sense. So I think that's these lines, like I mean like these lines here, they really help to draw the anatomy and basically understand anatomy. I mean, if let's say there was a skirt, like, and maybe a really big one, like of course we wouldn't see anything, but this one first of all lets us see quite a lot in terms of the body and how it's built, and secondly, like helps us to make emphasis on the right lines, on the right shapes. I would say that this woman has like really sporty legs, like quite muscular. Not like too much though, but we can see quite a lot of muscles here, which is cool and actually useful for drawing. And in some parts I might even like exaggerate things just to make sure that these things are like clearly distinguished and can be seen. And so the small circle here, like it's kind of the shoulder joint, and the bigger oval I'm using here is like all the muscles that make the shoulder, and of course they're bigger than just the joint. Okay then. I think it's the perfect time for increasing the canvas, and let's just add some free space for the next reference, and I'm going to change the reference. So this. Okay, let's go with the next one. I mean, we started with these sporty ladies. Let's continue with this one as well. This time a different kind of pose. These previous two looked kind of not the same, not similar, but maybe the tilt of the pelvis was kind of pretty similar. So now we're going to work with the next one. Oops, no, yeah. Next one. Stay hydrated. I hope that you prepared some nice beverage for yourself, like some tea, or maybe coffee, or herbal tea. Like I have a water, traditionally. I would say maybe like one of the most favorite drinks is green tea and some herbal tea. But like when I work, when I draw, do things, like I usually drink just water, just usual water. I mean the mineral one. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. I would say that that's an interesting pose. Like definitely not easy, but we will figure something out. Maybe I will just make it a little bit. Oh, I think I forgot to change the layer, and I will do that now because I mean, I don't want to mess up the previous one, so we will just cut it, create a new one, and post. And now we're going to make it a little bit smaller so that we have more free space for the legs and for overall body. And with the pelvis and like the upper body part as well, like there is interesting thing happening. Like let's just get into more details here. I mean, we can see the rib cage like kind of going inwards, then the belly kind of like goes forward here, and the pelvis, like I'm just trying to make it more precise here. So here we can see like this point and this point. Quite interesting pose, I would say. Here we have like this bone, like that. Basically it's somewhere here like attachment of the leg to the pelvis. Here and then here. Like these points, I would say. We're trying to balance. And I think it's quads. So here we can see the quads. I think this is what they're called. Here it's interesting how muscles go just like here. I really want to show how it is connected here. And then I'm trying to figure out if the upper parts of the legs are more or less the same in volume, because they should be. And I think they look quite okay. Because sometimes I have this kind of like thing, like when I might get carried away and not noticing that one leg, for example, looks a little bit wider than the other. And depending, of course, on the perspective and on the angle, sometimes it can be so, but if it's more or less like in the poses as I have drawn them before, like they should be approximately the same. Do really well at this study. Oh, thank you. Thanks a lot. And I really appreciate you guys like joining. So thank you. Yeah, trying to figure things out here because it's kind of tricky. Make sure that somehow, somewhat she's stressed. I don't know, this way. So once again, here we don't see much, but here's the breast. And just draw it like maybe this way or something. So in this model is wearing some heels, so I think that we might just a little bit indicate that, because without it, it might look a little bit weird, like as if she's like tiptoeing, and I don't think that it's necessary here. Let's try to find if they are more or less on the same level. I think like it should be a little bit here somewhere. So, like always checking the like objects or parts relation to each other in space, because basically that's what helps a lot. You just check on, especially on things that are like usually synchronic, and there are two of them, I mean 2 legs, 2 hands, 2 arms, etc. Like it's really important to see like how these 2 parts or 2 objects are, where they are in space, like related to each other. Okay, so I think we will do one more for sure. Let's make a new layer. I'll choose the color later, and as for the reference, so the next one, let it be this girl then. As I said, like we're working with the drawing sporty people today, so this one is also looks quite sporty, so I think that kind of like goes with the theme of today's practice. So why not? Like I think I will add more free space, like just in case, because trying to figure out like what to do with the maybe a little bit smaller. As for the color, let's choose something like maybe in the color of your leggings, like more into like raspberry kind of color. So this one is also like an interesting angle and more like from behind, which can be quite challenging as well, but little by little we'll go there. We have the shoulder here somewhere, and the back kind of like that. Can be a little bit messy looking, but that's the study. This part. It's interesting, like when I usually draw people from the back, and when I draw like the pelvis area, basically the butt area, like usually for the front angle, I use just this kind of like shape. And when it's from behind, like I usually use more like circle kind of shape or maybe oval kind of shape. I believe like that's because of the butt present, because I mean that would be pretty logical to put like maybe this shape here as well. Let's see if it works. But like immediately we understand that it won't be like just 2D, we need some 3D here just to get the idea, like, and to show it right. And still, like, we have to add like the butt volume basically, so even if we don't see it like fully, like we understand that here we have this like volumes. So, and I think so we'll just go here. too much. She's not that curvy, I think. At least not from this angle. Yeah, this one really seems to be a little bit more difficult than the previous ones, but that's the challenge. Oops. Trying to understand that. And by the way, like, I think yeah, so that's the original reference, because, you know, like when I zoom it in, then I zoom it out, and kind of like the tilting somewhere, and I don't really get the idea how it's going, so just be careful with that, actually. Sometimes like these small variations like can really confuse us. But I think now we're kind of like slowly, little by little, getting things together. And this one is pretty interesting because of like, actually she's tiptoeing here. Like, I mean, it's not heels like on the previous one. So I love that. I think we can like clear things up a little bit with the pelvis and maybe even find the exact like butt location, or at least like the front buttock, how is it called? How is it called in English? Buttock, I guess. Change here a little bit as well, because I think that her breast goes like a little bit higher than I drew it. And now it's kind of like this kind of curve, yeah. That's a really interesting angle, by the way. I mean, it's like almost from behind, but at the same time, like we can see still like part of the body. And really like beautiful kind of line here. I mean, here it's kind of like very, very smooth. Then like here we have the knees, but of course we don't see it from the front, and from behind not much happening, so we just like indicate that they are there. They're there. And basically we can like proceed drawing the muscles from the back of the leg. Like, I just forgot how these are called. These are calves, right? I think these are calves. Then the heel kind of looks like this. And let's check on the second leg. Not drawing like the second buttock. Like, I don't know, this word just sounds funny. Because you see that there are hands, and I just don't want to imagine what is there, because first of all, we're going to find the location and the proportions of the hands, and after that, like, I might imagine like how her lower body goes there. But we see that one it's interesting, one knee is like slightly higher than the other, because she's basically like this leg, which is closer to us, it kind of goes, that's really interesting, like it goes further there, like this. So here's the, yeah, because basically like what is happening here, like there is this kind of thing happening with the pelvis, then there is like one and second leg, let's see, like this. We just try to draw it 3D, like we have like this leg, kind of like going like this, and this one, like it's kind of going a little bit forward compared to this one. So basically that's what is happening. At least this is how I see it. Compare these two feet and how they go actually. That's interesting. They're like almost on the same level. That's quite curious, I would say. You can see the I'm not sure how to call this bone. Like I'm not sure how it's called in general, but that's basically the foot bone, feet bone. I don't know. Kind of looks quite convincing so far. So let's proceed with the hands and find the location and the proportions and stuff. We can see the elbow. Like the second elbow goes a little bit lower. It's this one here. Then this. Basically what is constantly happening, I'm just comparing things, parts, locations, like related to each other. So I'm kind of like trying to see where the arms are, for example, like in relation to the butt or to the pelvis or like another hand, etc., etc. So Like right now I'm not happy with this hand. I think that we need more free space there. And I will just make it a little bit like this. Because I think like we can see a longer part than I drew it here. Where are you from? I'm from Kazakhstan. Like it's a country in Asia, in Eurasia. So then we have this. It's kind of tricky. So let's at least draw like this so far. I mean, yeah. And this one, like when drawing hands, like I would say approximately when it's not your main focus. And I would recommend you not to focus on them when you practice like body anatomy, because just like messing up on the hands part like can be too frustrating, first of all, and secondly, like you don't see them like fully sometimes, or they're like super small compared to the body. So I would just recommend you like save the effort and just draw the overall basic shape, like what it kind of looks like. And I think that's this way you can save yourself like some headache, because I think like practicing hands, in my opinion, like should be separate, especially when we talk about like different gestures and all this stuff. But of course, like if you feel confident or you have some extra free time, like go for it. It's just that I know that I can like really dive into it and spend lots of time on it, and basically that's not the focus here, so I don't think that it will happen. And like moreover, it kind of like looks weird as if your hands are growing from your butt or something. So just let's try to find some basic shape that looks convincing here. I mean, it still kind of looks weird. But so I hope you can see that that's the back, the hand of the back arm, and this is the hand of the front arm, basically. This goes like this here. I know it looks weird. It just like looks super weird at the moment. Okay, I will just try to simplify it so at least it kind of like looks appropriate. Looks amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm trying like with this kind of weird looking hand, like, you know, as they say, like, are your hands like grown from your butt or something? So it's just literally what's happening. And I don't want that. Like, I just want to show that there are some normal hands happening. Let's try to draw it like this somehow. Yeah. I hope it makes more sense now. So, and as for like, by the way, this part, now I think that's, I made the upper part like maybe too small compared to the lower part, so let's try just to increase it a little bit and make it a little bit bigger looking. Yeah, now I like it better because I think that she doesn't have like that heavy bottom compared to what I drew here, so now it looks more kind of like balanced overall. Like once again, basically speaking of what is happening here, it's kind of looks like this. So this is why I'm telling you that sometimes, like if let's say she wasn't wearing leggings but was wearing some like maybe super short shorts or maybe some like pants or stuff, like we would just draw them like something like this, and that would help us to understand the angle better. So let's say that that's the case, and it really helps too. So that's the progress so far. We'll just make it a little bit smaller in terms of the reference, and basically these are the studies for today. Yeah, like 4 of them. I would say that maybe the last one kind of felt the trickiest because of this angle and like some nuances, but you have seen it, right? So which one is your favorite, by the way? I would say that's the first one felt maybe the most organic for me, like kind of like, I don't know, I just felt that it was balanced and kind of like maybe not the easiest, but maybe the one that kind of like was intuitively understandable. Maybe that's because that's the angle that I draw the most often. So like maybe next time we will draw some of the more unusual kind of angles and references and kind of like maybe perspectives and stuff. So if you have any ideas about what to draw next, what to study next, maybe with some tips if you're interested, so please share in the comments. I think that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for chatting with me. I really appreciate you guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and yeah, give this video a like and share some comments if you have some thoughts about this study or future studies. And thank you so much. I hope that you are having a great Sunday, and I'll see you in my next videos. Bye!